How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Positive Mindset Podcast, where we come together to raise our vibration, lift our perspective, and build that positive mindset. My name is Henry, and I'm so thankful to have each and every one of you here today because in this episode, we're going to take what a positive mindset can do and apply it to our lives. If you're ready to shift, if you want the experience that you know you're supposed to have, this is the episode for you because we're going to break down those barriers and move forward into our positive light. But before we get started, we're going to take a few moments to slow down, zero in. We're going to take some deep, healing, meditative breaths to help us align on the frequency that we want in our lives. So pick a word. It could be love, joy, happiness, abundance, whatever frequency you want. And we're going to take a deep breath in. And as you're breathing in, you can say that word over and over and over again. Really charge yourself up with that energy. And then as you're holding your breath, visualize yourself doing something in that frequency. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. And out. We're going to take another deep breath. This one's about alignment, about getting ourselves in receiving mode so we can receive the message that we need to hear to get us in that positive state. So just imagine that you are surrounded by the most healing, uplifting energy that's meant specifically for you. It could have a certain color, a certain taste, a certain smell, however you imagine it. And when you breathe it in, it's going to charge you up. It's going to break down the negativity, the blocks, the weight, everything that's just been holding you back. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take another deep breath in. And out. You cannot be something you don't believe you are. And nobody can truly make you believe it. You have to see it within yourself. You see, your reception is your perception, meaning as you see, you will receive. So your belief in self, like as you see yourself, belief is not thinking you are something, it's knowing. Okay? The way belief works is this. You have in your mind, I'm going to be the most wealthy person on the planet. I want to be a millionaire. I want to be a billionaire, whatever it is. It could be, I want to be the happiest person. I want to have this wonderful family. I want to build this business. I want to be in the best shape, whatever the belief is for you or the vision of what it is that you want to do. When you start seeing it in your mind, that's when the reality starts forming to it. When you start seeing itself as like an actual possibility, you achieving this thing, it starts becoming more real. But the belief happens when you see yourself every day showing up as that version of you. When it's hard, showing up as that version of you. When you're failing, showing up as that version of you. Eventually, you will believe that you're going to do it regardless of the external circumstances. Once you do it, regardless of the external circumstances, you believe that you're it because you are. It's like this. If you don't smoke cigarettes, you never smoke cigarettes, and then you go out with some people who are hanging out, and everyone goes outside and someone pulls out a cigarette and someone else, asks for one and people start smoking and they're like, do you want one? You're like, no, I don't smoke. It's not something you do. So you have no energy attraction. It's not what you do. You're not going to do it. It's not that you don't want it. It's not that you're against it. It's not anything. It's just not something you do. You believe you're not a smoker. But let's say you used to smoke. You used to smoke cigarettes all the time, but you stopped. And then you go out and the whole scenario happens and people are pulling them out and someone says, do you want one? Where's your belief system going to be? If you say yes to just one, then it's something that you do. And then you believe that that's something you occasionally do. Or it's something you don't do until you do. Your belief system will be rocked. But if at that moment you decide not to have it, then you're reinforcing what you are. You're somebody that doesn't smoke. That's how this is with belief. If you can show up when it's hard, if you can show up when it's easy, if you can show up when most people won't, you'll believe that's who you are. And as you believe, you will receive. So if you're going to build your business, if you want to become a millionaire or billionaire, whatever it is, whatever the number is, You can't just sit there and think. You can't just do what The Secret says and just have it in your mind and be envisioning it and thinking about it and, tasting it as far as like creating it with your senses. You have to have the action. You have to physically do something. We're in a physical world. So you have to keep showing up. You have to keep showing up in direct focus, not jumping around from thing to thing. You have to show up for the exact thing over and over and over again. And you're going to fail. Failure is good. Failure is when you believe you're going to do it anyway. People are going to try to talk you out of it. That's good. When people think you can't do it, but you try it anyway, that's when belief starts to happen. And inch by inch, each step you take, the belief gets stronger and stronger and stronger. So your ability to receive it will get stronger and stronger and stronger. And it becomes your reality. The seeds of doubt, whether it's coming within your mind or the external world, are good. When you do it anyway, against the resistance, against things that are trying to stop you, you will believe it so strongly that you'll become it. The law of attraction is your best friend. It's always working. It's working right now. So everything in your life, you've attracted. The law of attraction is always in existence. You hear the law of attraction, and they say like attracts like, as if there's space between it. The only space is the one that we create. Like is like. A frequency is a frequency. It's all aligned. So like is like. So as you are, you will attract. So if you don't have what you are, that means you're not believing what you are. That means what your current existence is what your current belief is. If you believe you're more, you better start saying to yourself that you're more. You better start saying to the world that you're more, and then show up as that every single time. Your belief in yourself will shift first. It's when the universe and everyone around you, when their belief starts to shift, is when it really starts happening. When you keep coming again and again and again. Do you think if somebody looked to me up that they would have doubt that I have a positive mind? That my frequency within me is a positive mindset? Of course they're going to think that. Because I've done 1,000 episodes dedicated to the subject matter. Since 2020, 1,000 episodes. Non-stop, because this is the energy I believe in. This is the energy that I exist in. I keep showing up for it. So I believe it. I know I'm this. At every single moment of my day, this is what I am. This is how I perceive. This is how I receive. But you know what gets really powerful? When the world believes in it too. When others believe in it too. When your existence becomes the reality. You see, the world is not as it is. It is as you are. Remember, your perception is your reception. But how do you compound that? How do you make that more powerful? Why do you think the news exists as it does? Why do you think all of these things are meant to influence people a certain way? Because we are powerful. You are powerful. What you put your attention to, what you believe is extremely powerful. So if I want more power, if I want to make what I want a more reality, you believing it too will do that. So if you keep showing up for things over and over and over and over, eventually you believe. But then people start seeing it. Then you know someone's asking you, hey, how do you keep doing that? How do you keep going? Then you start showing the physical successes. Maybe you get the nicer car, your bank account's looking better, or you're getting in better shape, whatever it is. And then people start believing it more. And so the compounding effects get stronger and stronger and stronger. You don't need the gratification of the external thing. The fulfillment will come from the belief. Once you have the belief within you, everything else is extra. I don't need to become a billionaire to feel better about myself. I don't need to be a millionaire to feel better about myself. I don't need to be heard by millions and millions and millions of people. I don't need to speak on stages. I don't need any of that because I already believe what I am. It can't feel any better than it feels now because it is what I am. Nothing external will convince me anything different. I am this. That doesn't mean there won't be trials. That doesn't mean there won't be difficulties. That doesn't mean there won't be resistance into this thought. But it's all for me, just as it's all for you. Believe in yourself by having a thought, a vision, and show up for it every single day, and it will become your reality. Again, it's not about the external thing happening. You don't need that. This is one thing that I say a lot when I'm working with clients, and it's a powerful saying, and it can be said in jest almost, or almost like a joke, but it's true. People will say, when does the shift happen? When will I make the money? When will it show up for me? When will I be positive? When will this happen? Like I'm starting to think, I'm trying to believe, like when does it happen for me? The answer for me is always the same. When you no longer need it to. You see, if you need it to happen, that means you're in lack of it because you're saying, I need this. If you need this, that means you don't have this. That means the universe, you and the law of attraction, will continue to create an environment where you don't have it. You will always be chasing because that's as you are now. But if you become it, meaning it, the frequency, not the external thing, when you become it because you believe that's what you are, your powerful mind, your powerful energy will create it. Once you become it, you're fulfilled. You don't need it to happen anymore. But that's when it happens. Money comes easily when you're not resistant to it. Being healthy becomes easy when you're no longer resistant to it. And by easy, I mean you just show up every single day. I don't mean a magic wand happens and it just is there. You become it. You don't have to be on a diet when you become the healthy eater and you're excited to eat healthy. You don't have to become the financial guru, the financial thing, whatever, when you're just locked into receiving. It's that simple. You receive based on your belief. Your perception is your reception. Remember, just think of the radio stations. Think about how many radio stations are in your area. There's probably 93.4, 97.2, 105.3. Like there's all these different radio stations. They're playing music right now. They're playing different types of songs, different types of music. They're all playing right now. But you can't listen to more than one when you turn into radio. You can only listen to the one that you're dialed into. That's how powerful you are. What you focus on is what you receive. You are that dialer. You are the radio. You can do this. It's time to rise up and become the rising tide that lifts all ships. Well, thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode was impactful and gave you a positive perspective on whatever it is that you're going through. If you want to continue to shift, if you want to make sure you don't miss a single episode, make sure you subscribe to my email list. There's a link down below. It will keep you up to date with every single episode. And if you want to follow me on social media, there's my Instagram and TikTok down below. I appreciate all the follows there. Those of you that have reached out showing interest in my one-on-one coaching program, I have mentioned in the past few episodes that I'm looking for some exclusive clients. I said that there would be one, and I have locked in the one. I've actually budgeted to where I can handle 4 in this capacity. So some of you that we've been talking back and forth and we haven't quite finished the conversation, like we can still continue that conversation. But I am looking for specific people right now, people that are entrepreneurs, business owners. This is a high level, highly focused program. I'm going to tell you right from the start, it's not inexpensive. This is not the traditional coaching I have, which will come available soon. This is something for people that are really making the shift, that again are business owners or in a position where they can heavily influence a company and they want to lock in their mind to go to the next level. They want to adopt the things that a positive mindset can do. So personally in their life, they're feeling good. They're loving their existence. They're loving their experience, but also they're able to impact their business in a different way. So just so you know, before you reach out to me on this one is $12,000. So this is not a low cost coaching program. Again, it's for somebody specific. And those of us that have been talking, we're going to still have that, but I'm ultimately going to have 3 more spots available total. And I always probably will maintain, I think, 4 at this capacity because that's what I get a hold. So if you're interested in that, remember, entrepreneur, business owner, or someone that can influence their business who wants to take this mindset into their life, but also apply it to their business, reach out to me. The best way, of course, is Instagram, or there's my email down below. Both those are great. And remember, even if we don't work together, if you reach out, I will always do my best to try to help, to provide that positive perspective on whatever it is that you're going through. I do want to be the rising tide, whether it's in one-on-one coaching, small group coaching, or just listening to podcasts, or ultimately just being friends on social media. People follow me on Instagram all the time, and we talk back and forth about little things that are going on in their life, big things that are going on in life, whatever. As much as I can, I always want to give those perspectives and try to keep up with everybody. Well, thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.